out there. He has a lot. I think Crawford has a lot of potential. He looks like a young Mayweather a little bit. He moves like that. Right? Like the way he moved against my guy for 12 rounds and he didn't slow down once. And he's a very good counterpuncher. And you know what he has? He has good power because, I mean, he hurt my guy more than once. And, I mean, Postal's a pretty good chin. I mean, this guy, he has a lot of knockouts. He's the most dangerous guy out there right now. So I think he's more dangerous than Canelo.
Only ones that I do give Crawford a chance. Yeah. I think Crawford could pull it off. Crawford is very talented. He's very fast. He's very smart in the ring. So I think a perfect fight.
Canelo Alvarez versus Terence "Bud" Crawford. This isn't just boxing. This is history in the making. The fight experts can't agree on. The battle fans can't stop talking about. One man brings power, the other brings pure skill, but only one will survive the spotlight in Las Vegas. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will change how you see this fight. When Freddie Roach talks, boxing fans listen. He's the man who trained legends like Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto, and James Toney. He's seen it all in the ring and prepared champions for the biggest nights of their lives. Now, Roach is giving his take on the fight everyone's waiting for, Canelo Alvarez versus Terence "Bud" Crawford. Roach didn't hold back. He called Crawford the most dangerous fighter in the sport today. But danger doesn't always mean victory. And against a superstar like Canelo, in Las Vegas, at a heavier weight class, that danger might not be enough.
I think Crawford's got a decent shot, man. I think he can box. He's really, really good. I'm just excited to see how he comes into this fight, you know, being that it is a different weight class, but I think he's got a shot.
You don't think Canelo's too big, too strong, too experienced, younger?
Yeah, but I feel like Crawford's still got a shot. I feel like the size advantage might not be too much.
So what is Freddie Roach's analysis?
So what does Freddie Roach really see in Crawford? Why does he think Bud is such a threat? And can Canelo's power, size, and experience shift the fight his way? Let's break it down. Roach has stood in corners against legends like Floyd Mayweather, Juan Manuel Marquez, and Oscar de la Hoya. If anyone knows how to spot a real threat, it's him.
Like the way he moved against my guy for 12 rounds and he didn't slow down once. And he's a very good counterpuncher. And you know what he has? He has good power because, I mean, he hurt my guy more than once. And, I mean, Postal's a pretty good chin. I mean, this guy, he has a lot of knockouts. He's the most dangerous guy out there right now. So I think he's more dangerous than Canelo.
So what about Errol Spence? A lot of people bring up Spence.
We don't have to talk about him yet, but he's a great prospect, though. I like Spence a lot. You know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like Spence. I worked with him when I was with him, and he was a very good guy.
His take on Crawford was clear. Terence is dangerous because he can do everything. He switches from orthodox to southpaw. He can counterpunch or lead the action. He's got knockout power in both hands. And above all, he has the killer instinct, the ability to sense weakness and finish fights the moment his opponent slips.
You know, I'm gonna make all those doubters at the end of the day, at the end of the fight, they all gonna cry when they get home. You know, and I meant that. You know, everybody's talking about the size and, you know, me being a smaller fighter, but if you look on the stage, I've been sparring these big dudes my whole career. Like, how I'm gonna take a punch? They punch me every time we spar. So, you know, it's okay. You know, once we get in the ring and they see something different, like each and every time, it's gonna be another excuse why the reason why Terence won and this and that and that is, but I can assure you, I'm gonna be victorious, and after that, we're gonna have another parade.
For Roach, that makes Bud a fighter you can't underestimate. But does it mean he beats Canelo? That's the big question. Because no matter how good Crawford is, Canelo brings something even more dangerous to the table: size. He's a natural super middleweight. On fight night, he doesn't just weigh 168. He rehydrates close to 180. His body is built for power, built for absorbing shots, built for big fights.
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses either. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Errol Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make 168.
Crawford, on the other hand, has lived most of his career at 147. Even if he bulks up, he's still giving away around 15 pounds of natural weight. That's not just numbers on a scale. That's punching power, chin strength, and physical pressure in the clinch.
Let me tell you what I think should be going. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez for the super middleweight champion of the world. He's entirely too small. Entirely too small.
Ryan Garcia explained it perfectly. Crawford will land punches, but they won't hurt Canelo. He's too strong, too solid. Canelo will keep walking forward. And that's the danger. Bud could outbox Canelo in rounds, but if Canelo doesn't feel the punches, eventually the bigger man takes control. And remember, big fights aren't just about talent, they're about experience. And nobody has more of that than Canelo Alvarez. Just 34 years old, Canelo already has 67 fights. He's been in with Mayweather, Golovkin 3 times, Kovalev, Bivol, Cotto, and more. He's faced slick movers, pressure fighters, power punchers, you name it. He's adapted to every style. His defense is sharp, his body shots are brutal, and his patience and timing are elite. Against a smaller man like Crawford, those weapons could be deadly.
You know what's crazy is, I'm a big Crawford fan as well. Like, every time he sees me and my brothers and my dad at fights, he comes out of his way, shakes our hand. It's all respect. But I just feel the weight's a little too much, Marcos. I feel going up 2 weight classes, really like 3. And early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back, or, you know, catch Canelo early. Maybe I could see Terence Crawford go southpaw, because you see Canelo has had a bit of problems with southpaws. You could see Canelo, I could see him getting frustrated, picking him up like how he does, like when he gets frustrated. But I say 6th, 7th, 8th round on up, I think he'll figure him out. And we need Canelo to get a stoppage, if not get a get a knockout. I think it'll be great for Mexico, and it'll be great for Razas. But I got Canelo, coming out with it.
But don't count Bud out. Roach's comments remind us Crawford always finds a way. Look back, against Shawn Porter, he turned a close fight into a stoppage in seconds. Against Errol Spence, he destroyed an undefeated champion like it was nothing.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since 2002.
Mention me one. You
Since
mention me
2002.
one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
Look,
It's gonna be
you.
me.
I don't
And
care
you
about
will-
nobody else.
And you will see that.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? Then, since I moved to 147, I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass, and he gonna be next. Watch.
Crawford studies opponents, downloads their style, and adjusts mid-fight better than anyone. He's already studied Canelo's losses to Mayweather and Bivol. He knows Canelo can be outboxed. He doesn't need the knockout, he just needs to control rounds, control the pace, and make Canelo miss.
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He's the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? Canelo does put people out, from Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not Kovalev.
Kovalev was older.
And
he does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see it?
Tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching him, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. Bigger than me all my life. And I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
That's why this fight is so fascinating. It's skill versus size. IQ versus power. Brains versus brute force.
Oh, wow. You really feel that Terence could stop a bigger Canelo?
Possibly, yeah. Sure. He's got super accurate shots, and if he's able to weather the storm early from Canelo, if that's what Canelo's strategy is, that could tire him out, and that could allow a window for Terence Crawford to start seeing, if he's able to pick the holes and land the good shots, he could certainly tire Canelo out and stop him later in the fight. It's definitely possible.
And the boxing world is split. Freddie Roach, Andre Ward, and Tim Bradley believe Crawford's skills are enough to expose Canelo.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
If Canelo couldn't knock out Charlo, or you really think that he's gonna knock out Crawford? Everybody can call me crazy and whatever you want to say. I get it. Y'all didn't believe me when I told you about Spence, but trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't gonna tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret is the reason why I'm picking him to win the fight. So.
On the other hand, guys like Antonio Tarver and Shane Mosley warn that size matters.
And Canelo only need one punch. You know what I mean? That really, basically, that's what it boils down to. I think Canelo only need one shot to change the game or change the fight. Crawford gonna have to stay consistent and win out. Gonna have to get ahead and stay ahead. You know what I mean? And then also looming is the controversy. Can Crawford win a close decision? I could never win a close decision. I never won a close decision. That's what's looming. I think if Crawford is going to guarantee victory, he got to stop him.
A man who ain't been stopped.
He got to stop him, bro.
There's challenge.
So that's going to be the challenge. So I like Bud. I've always loved Bud, bro. But he in for a hell of a fight. If Saul show up, it's going to be problems. You heard me?
Canelo versus Crawford coming up very soon. Who do you got for that one? How do you see it going?
It's going to be a great fight in the beginning, because Crawford is a great fighter as well. I think that the size difference is going to be too much for Crawford. I think that once they start mingling and battling, I think that Canelo might be able to get Crawford. But anything can happen. I mean, Crawford can catch him on chin too. I mean, it's not like it's a for sure thing. It just seems that Canelo has speed and his power at that weight. So it's going to be hard for Crawford to do anything, I think.
But guys like Antonio Tarver and Shane Mosley argue that size will be the difference. They warn that if Crawford trades punches, he's asking for trouble.
Your favorite, Canelo or Crawford?
Canelo.
What do you think is the most significant part of that matchup in Canelo being Canelo versus Crawford?
That he's comfortable at 168. That he's been fighting there. He went and collected all the belts at that weight class. Crawford, of course, Crawford has a chance. He has a big chance, being one of the pound-for-pound fighters of the world. But it's just the advantage of being there first. You know what to expect in that weight class. Crawford's coming off a 154 fight that he fought last year. So I really don't consider him even a 154. He's been fighting at 147 for a while. He had that one fight at 154, and then he stopped fighting for a year again. So, Of course, he's probably been training, you know, again, high-class fighter, but to be comfortable at 168, you're gonna have to do some fights in there. And going in there fighting the undisputed champion, it's gonna take a toll.